Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well today. Today we are going to talk about solving word problems and equations using something we like to call the VESS method. So VESS is an acronym that we use to help us remember what steps we are going to be using to solve our equations and our word problems, and what we need to identify, what we need to write, and how we need to present our answer. So the first thing we need to look at, the V stands for variable. So this is what you're trying to find. Oftentimes this is going to be found in the question because it's ultimately going to be what the question is asking you for. Then using that information we have in the problem, the numerical values that we have, the variable that we've identified, we use this information so we can write an equation to model this situation. Then, as always with our equations, we'll solve them, making sure we're following the correct rules. And finally, we'll write a sentence that answers the question. This is very important that we do this with our word problems. All word problems must be answered with a sentence. Okay? And this includes the context of what we're talking about. So units describing the situation in sentence form. So let's start with our first example. A delivery person uses a service elevator to bring boxes of books up to an office. The delivery person weighs 160 pounds and each box of books weighs 50 pounds. The maximum capacity of the elevator is 1,000 pounds. How many boxes of books can the delivery person bring up at one time? Okay. So we start by looking at our question to identify the variable. Okay, the question asks us to find how many boxes of books. So that's going to be our variable, right? We're looking to find how many boxes of books that delivery person can bring up at one time. Then to write our equation, we find out what other information has to deal with, okay, us bringing up these boxes of books. So we notice that the person weighs 160 pounds, each box of books weighs 50 pounds, and the maximum capacity of our elevator is 1,000 pounds. So we know that our equation is going to have to deal with pounds. One side's going to be talking about, okay, the person plus the boxes, and then that other side is going to be, well, what can that equal? Well, it can equal 1,000 pounds. So that allows us to write the equation 1,000 equals 160 plus 50b. Okay, you could use x for your variable if you wanted. You could have wrote 160 plus 50b equals 1,000. Either is good. But here we can see that we find the capacity by adding the 160 pounds plus the 50 pounds per box, and that must equal at most 1,000 boxes. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and we want to solve this equation. So remember, we have to isolate that b, so that first thing we do is we subtract that 160 from both sides, and that gives us 840. We're on the solving step. That 840 is equal to 50b. Okay? Then we divide by 50, okay? And we find that b is equal to 16.8. Okay, so that's 16.8 boxes. Now, you're probably not going to bring up 8/10 of a box, okay? So they could bring up 16 boxes at one time. So your sentence should say that the delivery person can bring up 16 boxes at one time. Let's try another one. If you're confident, try it on your own, then listen. If you're not quite, that's okay. Let's look at it together. So you have $16 and a coupon for a $5 discount at a local market. A bottle of olive oil costs $7. Well, how many bottles of olive oil can you buy? So first, let's identify what our question is asking. How many bottles of olive oil? So that variable is going to be bottles of olive oil, and specifically the number of bottles we're looking for. Now we know our equation is going to use our numerical values. Well, we have $16, coupon for a $5 discount, and a bottle of oil costs $7. So we can express how much we spend on olive oil by $7 times the number of bottles we buy, and that in order to equal 16, this is going to be minus, okay, that $5 discount we have. It's equal to 16 because that's the total amount of money that we have. So 16 is the total cost. 7b minus 5 represents how much we pay for the olive oil. Now we solve. So since it's subtracting 5, we add 5 to both sides. So we get 21 equals 7b. Okay, divide by 3, or 7, sorry, and b is going to be equal to 3. We write a sentence that says, oops, sorry, I switched screens on us. We write a sentence that says, I can buy 3 bottles of olive oil at the store. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day.